Newt Gingrich is the former Speaker of the House and author of Defeating Big Government Socialism. All right, so Speaker, she's now all into photo ops and softballs on MSNBC. She's not Borders Arena anymore. We get that. It's presidential campaign season, obviously. How do you interpret Clyburn, who tapped Joe to be the nominee, now basically tapping Kamala to be his successor?
Well, look, she's crazy enough to satisfy the left. She fits all the various, personality requirements. She's a woman. She's a woman of color. She comes from our biggest state. The fact is, the easiest way to understand Kamala Harris is she's the first product of the modern teachers union woke education system to get to national office. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know how to learn anything. She is inarticulate, and she's not sure what the big words mean anyway. And I think in that sense, she's very representative of millions of Americans who've been cheated by a school system which no longer functions and no longer does its job. So I never take her seriously, except that she is vice president, and under some terrible circumstances, she could actually be president. And that would be horrifying. However bad you think Joe Biden is, Kamala Harris would, in fact, rapidly surpass him and achieve worst president in American history, I think, within 30 days. It's inconceivable, but it could happen.
Do you think there might be a thought going through Joe Biden's mind? And I'm not finished with the question. And the thought might be...
I was going to say that was...
And the thought might be this: I have to run for re-election, not to save the country from Trump, but to save the country from Kamala.
No, I think that the most recent thought that went through his head was, where do I put my foot on the bicycle? Why did that not work? Now, after that thought, I'm not sure what thought he's had. And in fact, I think he may still be occasionally daydreaming, why did I not do it right? I've been doing it for all these years. I think if Biden is capable, he will try to run again. Look, he's got the big house, Marine One helicopter, Air Force One. And he gets down to Delaware faster than he ever did when he was a senator. Why would he give all that up? It's not like he's actually working at the job. You give an occasional speech off a teleprompter. You do an occasional late-night comedy show. You don't take yourself seriously, and nobody else does either. The danger for the world is that a United States that, instead of having a commander-in-chief, has a comedian-in-chief. It's very dangerous for us and for the rest of the world.
Yeah, I think he's grown too accustomed to the trappings of the White House, first as vice president and now as president. And, they are alluring. Don't get me wrong. You'd have to kick me out of there.
Sure.
But I think we need the country to be number one, not the easy
remember,
trips to Delaware.
Now, remember, every day Jill reminds him, Joe, you're in the White House. And he goes, oh, yeah. That's really good, isn't it? And every single morning, I'm sure that's part of their morning, just after he shaves.
Don't cut yourself, Joe. We got Kamala right there.
That's right.
Be careful. Thank you so much, Speaker, as always.
Glad to do it. Thanks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.